Welcome back to Relics of Aurelia. You know what? Say what you will about this intro song. It's growing on me. It's actually been stuck in my head all day, and it's simple, but it works. And actually, I got a comment from the developer of the game on episode 1, and he did mention that this particular song is original. He wrote the intro song, but it's also a work in progress and also kind of too short at the moment, so it can get repetitive, but the rest of the songs are either stock or DLC asset. Now here's the thing. If the songs are not built into the engine and ones that you actually picked, that's still good if you did so with care, which I feel like was done with this game. Like, it seems as though a fair amount of effort has been put in the sense of, like, things aren't just picked at random, and I really respect and appreciate that. So, I have nothing at all against, if some assets are taken from a resource site, I got nothing against that. Most of the assets in my own games are taken from somewhere else. As long as the creators are credited, then yeah, totally fine. I mean, if you think about it, between writing a story, developing characters, creating world building, actually writing dialogue, cutscene progression, character interaction, game mechanics, balancing, playtesting, all of that alone is a huge undertaking for a solo dev. When you add graphic design, sprite work, animation, sound design, music on top of all of that, that's too much for one person. If you're the most talented person on Earth, maybe you could do it. But I have nothing against using assets from other places. But the fact that there's even one original song in this game and it doesn't feel out of place, kudos. I have nothing against that whatsoever. I think that's actually a mark of achievement. So, but I've quite literally had this song stuck in my head all day. Anyway, we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. And, so I think we're starting to get the hang of this relic system. Kind of confirmed a couple of the suspicions that I had about that boss being a tutorial, and that the glass shield is kind of like a solution to the puzzle that is that boss. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else we will encounter. I genuinely have no idea how much game content there is in this demo. This could be the last episode, or there could be 2 or 3 more, I don't know. But we're going to play through until we kind of hit just natural breakpoints, and then call it there. But you know what? I'm actually excited to see what we find next. I want to see what relics we find. I want to see what unique effects and curses they have and how they'll synergize. I want to see what bosses we have. I actually want to see if we can get past this boss here today. I don't think we can. I get the feeling that this is a boss that we're not going to be able to beat until maybe the end of the demo, and maybe not even then. I suspect we'll be able to beat it in the demo because there is a chest behind there, and that would be really teasing if it's like, here's a boss that you can't beat and something hidden behind it that you can't get in what's available in the current game. Otherwise, I'd just be like, just get rid of that chest, so that it's not teasing. But, based on that boss, okay, it's got really high, fairly low damage from what I can tell, but ridiculously high defense. So if we can maybe find like a magical attack that we can use against it, that might be a way to... Whew, okay. That's a very high energy track compared to what we just came from. I don't want to say I take back what I said about the music being consistent, but that's a harsh cut. I will say that. It doesn't feel like... I wouldn't say it doesn't fit, but that's... I actually got to see if I can maybe turn down the volume a little bit, because that's a little loud, at least for me. I don't know how it is for everybody else. There, let's try that. Okay. An Cyclops will only use high damage physical attacks that can be easily evaded due to its lack of depth perception. We have a rusty ring that boosts our evasion, but it drains our health. Now the glass shield can maybe keep us alive, but it does lower our physical defense, so that means that we're going to be playing into its strengths as well. Now if our evasion can prevent us from taking any damage, it might be okay. So if we find an Cyclops, whatever that is, then maybe it's that thing up there. Alright, let's talk to Rel. So you made it through. Did you ever have any doubt? I mean, I honestly didn't give it much thought until now. No, I guess it didn't make much... blah, 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 blah. Can't talk today. Oh, I guess I didn't make much of an impression. Which is odd, because I can tell you're important. There's something about you. It's your face. It's easy to picture. Might be because her face actually has a picture. I mean, just for being honest, she's got a face that is actually a picture and not just yeah, my face. That's a bit direct. Does this sort of thing usually go over well with the girls where you're from? Because here it's a bit much. I'm serious, you stand out to me here. I wonder what that could mean. I got it. Do you have, like, a quest I can help you with? Quest? You're an odd one. I could use some help tracking down Briar Bulb. Briar bulbs are uncommon flowers used to increase the potency of tonics and potions. They grow on a bright green vine that could stand out even in the lush area. Briar bulbs can usually be found in the old ruined keep north of here. So venture into an ancient fortress to obtain a mysterious and powerful flower. Sounds like a quest to me. Sure, when you put it that way. Keep is home to some particularly aggressive monsters, so remember to stock up on potions first. You can buy some at Goulant Village just east of the keep. Once you have the Briar Bulb, bring it back to me here and I'll mix it in with these other ingredients I'm cooking up. That way you can provide better potions for Goulant. Briar Bulb and keep to the north. Got it! Don't forget to stock up on potions at Goulant. I mean, I've got 7. I'm sure that's lots. And I've even got a large potion. I don't know when I got that, but I think I've got enough. And if I'm wrong, well then I'll be proven wrong. All right, let's see what we can fight here. So same cave bats and a whisper this time. I'm guessing some sort of magic user. I will never know. So the wild encounters are a little bit underwhelming. Now this is still early game, and I'm also expecting that there's going to be some balancing happening later on. Even in Thrall, my own game, I still need to balance enemy encounters. I can tell right now, just from having done a 6-episode playthrough, that, yep, they don't do enough damage. I need to increase the amount of damage those enemies do. But at the same time, I've had other people play the game and say, man, this game's tough. The enemies are just slaughtering me. So I don't know if it's just because I know the game and I'm well-versed in it and I'm familiar with it. But balancing is always, I find, probably the last thing that ever happens in game development. You finish the game, you get everything that you need to do with the story beat, you actually have all your bosses and everything lined up, and now it's like, okay, now how strong should enemies be at level 1? How strong should enemies be in this dungeon? And balancing is something that is a fine art that is not easy. It is not easy. And it's usually one of the last things that happens in development. So the fact that this is an early demo, I'm not going to hold balancing too hard against the dev here. Let's see what this boss is. An abomination of a creature lumbers around the field. It has appendages that appear to be from different monsters entirely. Okay, is this the exact same thing that we fought? It is. It's a chimera of some kind. We still can't do any damage to it, but it still only does... not minimal damage, but not overwhelming either. Oh, what do we got here? A tough leather chest piece lined with fur. A barbarian garb. Okay. That, we found something for that. What was that? Lowers your hit rating, but grants a skill that allows you to attack twice per turn. Now my question for that, is it a physical attack, or is it a magical attack? I want to find out. Wild swings. Grip your weapon tightly to get ready to loose. Okay, so it's 2 physical hits then. I am used to escaping in my own game. Okay, so... Okay. What's the penalty on that again? Lowers your hit rating. Okay, so it's physical attack. Twice per turn. So if I can find something that buffs my accuracy, that might be actually really good. But in the meantime, that lower hit rating, I don't know how low. Does it indicate? It's a little less defense. There's nothing here indicating what my hit rate is. So I don't know how low it's gonna reduce my hit. It would be nice if hit rate was included in the stats list here. Now, I don't know how well versed Plexicraft is in writing code, but if there's a way that like, let's say this window, if this could just be dropped by 1 line item and add a line in this window for hit rate, even 2 line items and add actually, you know what? Better yet. Take this entire window, shift it over, and make it so that it's only 1 item, like a single column, instead of 2 columns of items per... Because I learned this with Thrall. You don't need 2 columns of items. 1 column is fine as long as it can scroll. So if this entire window could shift over, and then this one could extend down to include hit rate, accuracy, or no, I guess hit rate and accuracy are the same, but hit rate, evasion, you could even include max HP, max MP if there's things that adjust those stats. Again, it does require a little bit of coding knowledge. I don't know how well versed Plexicraft is in that kind of stuff, but that would, I think, be a great design choice, is if this was cinched over, made it only 1 column instead of 2, and then a full list of stats for us to see, because then we could really actually get an idea of how much, I didn't mean to do that, we could really get an idea then of how much this Barbarian Garb is actually going to lower our accuracy. And then, yeah, if there's things that, like, say, lower max HP, we'll be able to see that. If there's things that increase our evasion, we'll be able to see by how much. I don't know what coding language MV uses. Is it Java? Is it JavaScript? I actually don't know. I think it's Java. Maybe it's C++? RPG Maker VX uses Ruby, which... Oh, Ruby's a mess, but it's a joy and a nightmare to work with at the same time. I love writing code in Ruby. When you really get the hang of it, it's so much fun. But... oh, it's so limiting, especially when you're using RGSS2. Because that's a engine-specific form of Ruby from 2008, not today's coding practices and capabilities. The fact that I've been able to do what I can in Thrall using RGSS2 is... let's not go there. But yeah, that would be my design choice, is just more depth to the stat display and less, because yeah, you don't really need 2 columns for these items. 1 is fine. Like, 1 is fine. That would be the only thing I would say. I don't know if that's possible. I know it's possible. I don't know if the dev is going to be capable of that, and if not, that's totally fine. Honestly, it's not a huge problem. Although, to be honest, if I had a look at the code, I might be able to figure it out. At the end of the day, it's really just adjusting parameters. You find the parameters of that window. Okay, what's the window height? What's the window width? adjust the width and then the X position so that it starts further ahead and then the width is fixed. Find the line of code that sets how many columns are in that item list, change it to 1, and then copy whatever code is being used to display these parameters and change the parameter to HP or evasion or whatever. I don't think it would be that difficult to figure out as long as you have a fundamental understanding of how code works. I completely sidestepped this enemy. I should probably face every enemy. Oh, I cannot one-shot these things. I may reach out to Plexcrafts later on and see if he... I don't know how much of a coder he is. Maybe he's a great coder and maybe he's more into just the development side of like utilizing RPG Maker. But you know, if I can help out in any way, I'm always happy to help devs that are working on passion projects. You know, to an extent. Sometimes I get requests to help out on things, and it's like I don't really. My time is valuable, and I do need to make sure that I'm spending it wisely. But this game's got potential. I can see a lot of potential in the systems here, and I could definitely see it doing really well with the right implementation. Not that I think that this current implementation is bad. I've been commissioned to hunt down an Cyclops. We just learned about that. Last seen patrolling from Grassy Hub to Mountain Pass. I haven't seen him yet, but once I do... Okay, well, I kind of want to see what makes you so confident. Maybe you've got a relic that that I want. Give me your stuff. Voidwalker so nimble that not even a relic weapon will be able to physically strike him. That tells me magic. Because magic is not subject to accuracy. I suspect this is an Cyclops. A one-eyed mass of muscles lumbering slowly around the field. It lifts the club to smash the rocks on its way with a devastating blow. I bet you this is an Cyclops. If it's not, then I will be absolutely shocked. But okay, okay, so from what I remember about the Cyclops, it does really high physical damage, but it's easily avoided. The Rusty Ring grants increased evasion. We're going to do a little bit of exploring. Oh, do I want to... I'll come back there. The Rusty Ring grants increased evasion, but drains our health. The Glass Shield restores our health, but reduces our physical defense. I'm wondering if we can find any other relics that could potentially help with that. Honestly, maybe we don't even need the Glass Shield. Ooh. Okay, this is ominous. I don't know if I really want to explore too far into here, because this seems... This is eerily silent. Uh-oh. Oh, no, 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 no. Wow, the atmosphere of this place is something else. The magical energy I felt before is thicker than ever. Hey, you made it all the way out here. Look, bud, this place is not for the faint of heart. Oh, yeah? How's your heart feeling? I gotta say, at this point, pretty faint. But a true adventurer knows when to cut their losses and find a new ruin to plunder. So you made it in time? You got your license? Louis... Is it Louis or Louis? I read that, and I think Louis, like Louis Armstrong, but I also read that and I think Louis, like Louis from Left 4 Dead. I'm gonna call him Louis. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna call him Louis. Lewis jumps with joy as he excitedly unfurls and holds up what appears to be an official-looking scroll above his head. You're looking at the newest and best-looking adventure in the Adventurers Guild. That's amazing! Congratulations! Yeah, I couldn't have done without you. So, that being the case, take this. Some sort of crystal. A briar bat crystal. Thanks, but what is... It's one of those old stones of teleportation. All it does is send you back to this garden when you use it. To this garden. And here I was thinking, hey, just stop by old Briarbrat Estate Ruins and nab your very first relic. But all I've been able to find are locked doors and empty treasure chests. Not really my idea of a good time. Sounds like this place has already been cleared out by the explorers. Or the best loot is still here but hidden away. Exactly. In all honesty, I'm guessing it's a bit of both. But I'm sure you'll find something worthwhile in this old pile of rubble. As for me, I need to get a move on to find a relic that'll define my destiny. See you out there, bud. I like that guy. I wanna see more of him. Hey, Lewis, hang on. He's out of earshot already? Looks like I'm on my own for now. Isn't it a bit short-sighted to just give away a crystal that allows for teleportation? Maybe if I look around for some clues, I'll find a relic strong enough to teleport me home. The gate in the western wing opens when the treasures of Briarbrat signal the hue of the brightest jade. Okay, alright, I'll remember that. Okay, so my initial nervousness when I entered this place is I'm thinking it's like a Lost Woods thing, where it's like, oh, you're gonna get lost here, and every direction is gonna basically warp you back to this, same place, and you just have to find like the order in which exit to go through. But I think no, we're okay. I don't think I'm supposed to be here yet, though. I don't know. Maybe I am. I do somewhat appreciate the more open world aspect of this game, and that it actually encourages a little bit of exploration. I think that's a nice touch. You know, that can be tough to pull off. But I don't think this game is doing a bad job of it. Did you see that thing down there? I've never seen such a huge slime army before. Slime army. Okay, well, I don't necessarily want to fight that until we know a bit more about it, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. The hulking greatsword increases your physical attack damage substantially, but vastly lowers your hit rating. Which means I would need to find something that can boost my accuracy to make that useful. Okay. So, I actually don't know if there's any benefit to fighting these monsters if we can't level up. If I can just avoid them, that might be the better way to go. I mean, yeah, we can maybe get some, like, drops from them, but I'm still level 1, and from the sounds of it, leveling up isn't going to make us any stronger. Okay. I'm gonna try something. So this Cyclops has really low hit rate. The Rusty Ring increases our evasion, but drains our health. The Glass Shield lowers our defense, which the Cyclops hits like a truck, but it restores our health. I don't know if it would be better to just equip the Rusty Ring and hope for the best, and, like, yeah, I'm gonna lose health, but I don't know if the defense penalty is gonna be too much. Let's find out. Oh man. Okay, don't equip the Rusty Ring while you're just walking around, apparently. Wait, isn't there a... Yeah, there is. It doesn't matter, we're already almost fully healed. By the time we get back to him, we'll be, yeah, in top shape again. Okay. Let's just try this. I'll save first, just to make sure, but we're gonna try a Glass Shield Rusty Ring combo, and see if it's enough to take this thing down. Maybe the evasion boost will be enough so that he just can't hit us, and we can just take him down. We can deal damage, so that's good. In that case, actually, I almost wonder if the Barbarian Guard might speed this up. You know what? So far, he hasn't hit us. Let's try it with Barbarian Guard. I'm probably going to end up with just almost no health by the end of this battle anyway, so I'm not even going to worry about going in with good health. Instead, I'm going to try and just do what I can to... I mean, this guy might not even be able to hit us. The only thing is, I'm worried that if he hits us even once, he's going to absolutely one-shot us. I don't know if he will, though. If it's entirely luck-based, then yeah, he might. So far, we're good, though. I just realized this is costing MP to use. I don't know if I like that. Because the item already comes with a curse. In that it's 2 hits that are low hit rate. I don't know if an MP cost is really fair to add on to that as well. We got him! Okay, I guess that combination worked. You know what? Awesome. I like that. I like that concept. That is a clever... Like, yeah, if you weren't paying attention and you didn't realize that, okay, this thing's got a low hit rate because of that tablet that you read, and this ring boosts your evasion, if you didn't make that connection, that probably would have been a lot harder to actually get past. I could totally see some people not even really thinking of that particular strategy. Now, okay, maybe there's another way to get past him with some relics you find later on, and maybe not. I also do think I'm probably in a place that I'm not supposed to be right now, and this is maybe a place that I'm a little, I wouldn't say under-leveled for, but under-geared for. So we're not going to spend too much time here. Wooden Helm lowers your magical defense, but makes you immune to poison. Okay. So if we find an enemy that uses physical attacks but poisons us, that would be really good. Particularly ugly crown. An off-putting diadem. I have no idea what that does, and we haven't found the thing for it yet. The thin crown doesn't look like it'd be worn by any respected sovereign. Well, let's take a look. It doesn't have an immediate stat debuff, so it could be something like hit rate, it might be evasion, it could drain our health, maybe there's something, it gives us a status effect that we're not aware of. I don't really want to equip it just in case it gives us something really crippling that we can't get rid of. But I also kind of want to experiment a bit. Let's try something. We'll save, and we'll equip it. Let's see what it does. Let's see if we can figure it out. Obscure. A dark fog is billowing your mind almost as if it could be summoned forth in an instant. Okay. Ah, does this give us a magic attack of some kind? Well, I wouldn't say that the curse is magic defense reduced. Oh, it inflicts like a dark status, maybe? It didn't deal damage. It didn't deal damage. I'm assuming it inflicts like a blind status. Which obviously is going to be useless against magic, because magic never misses. But that could be really good against enemies that are purely physical. Now granted, so is the Rusty Ring, but at least as far as I can tell, this thing isn't... Oh, we can't escape this. Okay, you know what? That's interesting. Because we were able to escape from some bosses, which makes me think that we were purposefully intended to be able to escape from those bosses. But I also definitely strongly suspect we are under-leveled for this place, or under-equipped, I should say. So yeah, we need to get the heck out of here, because I don't think we're going to last very long. Let's take a look around, see if we can find any chests or something like this. Wait, how do I... Oh, I see. The Scholar will silence you to prevent you from casting magic. Okay, so against the Scholar, use physical attacks then, I would say. Let's try to sneak past these guys as best we can. Oh, perfect, we can heal up here. I don't want to go too far past here because I don't think we're supposed to be here. The whole thing of, like, asking if you want to save at these statues I don't think is necessary, because you can save pretty much anywhere. The Brittle Axe grants you a new magical spell that will do fire magic damage to all targets, but vastly lowers your agility and turn priority. So it's like a spell that takes time to charge up, I would say. Okay, alright, alright. You are slow. Get out of my way. Oh, what's this thing? Imp floats lazily in the air as it flicks droplets of a strange smelling goo from his tail. I don't even know what that could be. I'm curious about something. Aha, we cannot walk behind the top of the statue. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but there may be a collision detection error there. I always like keeping an eye out for things like this. Now here's the thing though. If I kind of thought we would be able to walk behind the top of the statue, but if we could, what would then need to happen is that the event here would have to only be activated from the top left, or sorry, from the bottom left or right. If it could be activated from the top, that's a problem. I love watching out for those things because they affect the player experience a little bit. Chimes have strong physical defense but low evasion, and use both magical and physical attacks. Ooh. Strong physical defense but low evasion. But evasion is pointless against magical attacks, which means it doesn't really matter if their evasion is low if their physical defense is high, because magical attacks will never miss anyway. Chimes actually sound so far like the most challenging enemies that we could potentially face at this point. This looks dangerous. I don't think I want to spend too much time in here. I want to get that chest and yep, we need to get the heck out of here. We need to get out of here right away. Because we're taking damage just being here. Golden coins, not worth it. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Okay, yep. We are definitely not supposed to be here right now. Okay. Well, we're learning. I'm definitely getting a better sense of the complexity of this system. Hold on a second. Oh no, there's a rock behind that tree, okay. I thought that was a collision detection error. It was not. There was a rock behind the tree. What? I don't actually want to keep all this stuff equipped. I like how there's a bit of experimentation to this. Like with that crown, I don't know what it does yet. I haven't found the rune that explains what it does, but that's okay. I can experiment and try different things to see what it does. From what I can see, it applies a blind spell. I could be wrong about that, but the spell, it clearly is a spell. It gives you access to a skill that is a magical ability, and it looks to apply a status. From context, I believe it's blind, which I believe would lower accuracy, which obviously isn't going to be useful against a magical foe. But at a glance, I can't tell what the curse is. So I'm not sure I really want to make use of it just yet. Okay, let's now that we're let's explore the village now. An ancient tome. A recipe book for greater essence. Don't I already have greater essence? Yeah, I do. I've got 8 of them. Do I really need a recipe for that? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I can now convert lesser essence into greater. I don't know. Yeah, we'll explore this village a little bit. We may explore those ruins where we met the guy, Lewis. Welcome to Amy's Forge. I'll craft anything you like for free as long as you have the recipe and the ingredients. For free? You're generous. What do you get for this? I can't restore relics to their former glory, but I can weaken the power of their curses. Interesting. Craft item, craft armor. Okay, so, yeah, okay, we can convert our lesser essences into greater essences. 5 for 1? Ooh. I mean, they seem fairly common. I don't really know how powerful greater essences are, so maybe that is fair. I don't have enough context to know yet. We'll see as we go along. Cracked locket is going to require 3 cracked metals, an exquisite essence. Okay, so I'm guessing there's tiers to essences. Probably lesser than greater than exquisite. And it looks like we may need a recipe to be able to craft the exquisite essence. And then a... Wait, what? We need a cracked locket to craft a cracked locket? I don't think I understand that. Oh, I get it. An improved version of the cracked locket. It takes the weaker version and makes it a stronger version. Or it slightly mitigates the curse. It probably doesn't remove it entirely, but at least mitigates it. I get it. Oh, and I see. Like, the question mark is like common tier, the exclamation mark is like upgraded tier. I'm guessing there's different symbols to indicate different qualities of... Okay, I like it. You know what I would personally do, though, to indicate qualities, is instead of a symbol in the text, changing the icon itself. And not necessarily changing the icon, but changing the background color. Which would be simple enough to do in an image editor. All you have to do is adjust the hue. And find some way to be like, okay... Now, clearly, okay, consumable items are red. I'm assuming... Let's actually take a look here. Yeah, it looks like weapons are yellow, armors are green, consumable items are red. Or sorry, I should say crafting items look like they're red. Utility items are yellow. Consumables are blue. Oh, but even key items are blue, so but, okay, no, the key items for recipes and relics are blue, whereas enemies are red. Okay, so there's some consistency. I guess these are pink, not red. But what I could see being kind of interesting is like, okay, maybe like a low quality is like a dark green, whereas high quality, or like common quality is like a pale, like this kind of green, and then top tier quality is like what you could even do, because there's a bit of like a 1 pixel border, is change the color of the border. Maybe thicken it so that it's like 2 pixels instead of 1, and then make it so that like common is black, uncommon is silver, and then top tier is gold kind of thing, instead of the symbol. The symbol works too, don't get me wrong. I don't necessarily think that's a bad choice. But the question mark to me says I don't know what this is, but I do. Because I have the note for the rusty ring, so I do know what the rusty ring is. It's not really actually a mystery at that point. So the text symbol, I think, is maybe not the best choice. It's not a bad choice. It's really not. Like, there are worse things that could... at least there's some indicator. There could be nothing at all, and then I'd be left wondering what quality is this. So at least there's something. That's good. Personally, I would do something to mess with the icons. But you know what? It's honestly... It's fine the way it is. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that needs to be any different. When I grow up, I want to be just like Rel. You know who Rel is? She uses a relic Mm, is her name Rel? Is the fact that her name is Rel a play on the word of relic? Is that a coincidence, or is that intentional? I just realized that. I don't know. She uses relic spear to jump high into the air, then puts on a relic mask that makes her resistant to damage but really heavy. Oh. My dad says she makes too many craters in the countryside, but I don't care. She's so cool. Oh, she's a little bit famous. I just realized something, though. I don't think she's supposed to be able to jump on top of me. Maybe. I don't know. I know how that jump event works, and it's finicky sometimes. You can't see where you're going to land, so it just kind of jumps into it. So it's fine. It's not a huge deal. I've been noticing those craters, though. Like that one right up there. So, did Rel do this for some reason? Why would she do that in the middle of a town? Jeez, Rel, control yourself. Okay. It would be nice if the doors were a touch event so that I could just open them by walking into them. I do actually have to press the button interact. Not a huge deal, but just a small thing. I'm happy my husband is an adventurer like... You're an adventurer? Okay. Isn't an adventurer like me, or I would be up all night worrying for his safety. Plus, when he gets a burst of inspiration and starts banging on those keys, I just pop out for a quick monster hunting commission and return to a new song. Aha! I'm not gonna... Alright. Okay, yeah. Are you a person? Can I talk to you? You're very stationary. Is that a person, or is it a statue, or a stuffed animal? I don't know, but I can't interact with you. I don't know. This is a massive house. Holy smokes. Doesn't... Oh, there's a chest. I got a potion. Let's just rob these people and get out of here. What? I can't... Is it a doll? I think it's a doll. I don't know. I don't... Okay, not seeing any chests. Let's just talk to this person. Life as a bachelor is pretty great. I got my junk room, I got my library full of books that interest me. None of that frilly stuff Amy used to like. Pfft, everything's junk to Amy. I mean, you could use with a little bit of tidying. Just saying, bud. You know, you got quite a bit of stuff here. You can probably get rid of some of that stuff. Amy might have a point. At the same time, don't get me wrong, I get you, man. But she might have a point. Can we interact with this crater? No, we can't. Okay. Alright, we'll explore the rest of this town. Oh my gosh, kid. Slow down. Ah, slow down, kid. Oh, that thing in the hall? She's my... that thing. She's my twin, but she's always causing a ruckus and making me look bad. Yeah. I wish Mommy would buy us different clothes so my good behavior wouldn't get overlooked so often. It does not get overlooked. Trust me, kid. I much prefer you and appreciate you to that thing in the hall. I'm gonna avoid you like I would a monster. Whoa, looks like a book is about to fall off the shelf. Phew, got it just in time. A large tome has fallen in your hands. Before you put it back where it was on the shelf, you look down to see it is open and passage that reads, Whispers are a small sprite-like monsters that have the ability to heal the other creatures they are with. If encountered, it is best to dispatch them first or be prepared for a much longer battle. Okay. This monster can heal others. It's good to know. I suppose reading books might help me understand this world a bit better. I see. So... Adventures who unable to equip relics can still do their part for the guild as relic hunters. Remember, adventures of this to make way for a better Aurelia. This can do with slaying monsters, searching out and bringing relics back. Need to do so. Okay. I'm curious. Did I get a note for that? I did not get a note for the whispers. It would be nice if, even though it doesn't vanish, because it's a book, not a tablet, if I made a note of it myself. And I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter, I'll make a note so that I have it here. But that's okay. A thin but brightly kind of... equipping multiple... Okay, so it's starting a new line in the same text box. The start of the quotation could be the start of its own text box, and it would probably remove the need for the ... because you could then finish the sentence, and then if you need to add a second text box to finish that note in the book, that's fine, but having it go from one text box to another in the same sentence is a little bit jarring. But okay. Equipping multiple relics at once is only advisable if you have attained the Adventurer's License rank C. D rank adventurers best focus their learnings on how to manage one relic at a time. Don't tell me what to do. I'll do what I please. A well-read book catches your attention, so you open it and read. Voss are almost common as slimes, but unlike slimes, they're able to cast magical spells as well as physically attack with their fangs. Beware of the stronger variant Vossix, as that can be found slithering around Mountain Pass. Okay. I'm not going to remember most of that, especially if I save and quit and come back to this later. Scorps of 2 pinchers and 1 barbed tail, which means they're able to attack 3 times per turn. Fortunately, they're unable to wield any magical spells. Venturing into the Lands of Dooms, don't let these arachnids catch you with low physical defense stat. Traveling days of urban is the thrill of the hunt. No, not just the monsters. There's so many relics out there to discover. I've read that the relics can be dangerous to those who try to make use of their power, but some give you boons that make the risk worth the trouble. A few even grant you new feats or magical skills while equipped. You know what that actually kind of reminds me of? Not anyone can take the pressure of the curse's effect once the relic is equipped. A certain few can bear these armaments unless they are the ones who must move Aurelia forward. It is a talent, responsibility, burden. Okay. Wait, is that the same as... Oh, I see. Okay. Alright. Does that mean it's... Yeah. It is a righteous guild by any in the name. I think I skipped that dialogue the last time I read that book. What this reminds me of, and I actually hate to admit it, Black Clover. I don't know if any of you have seen Black Clover. Unlike ReZero, which I recommended in the last episode, I do not recommend Black Clover. There's better shonen anime. Watch My Hero Academia. Watch Jujutsu Kaisen. If you really have to watch Demon Slayer, even that's better than Black Clover. I actually like Demon Slayer. It's far from the best shonen, but it's better than Black Clover. But the idea of like finding magical items that make you more powerful and certain ones are more compatible with certain people, it's very Black Clover. I've watched enough of it to get an idea of what the show is and enough to know that I don't want to watch anymore. I would prefer this text box being at the top of the screen because our character is at the bottom. Not a huge deal, it's just a minor thing, but I like to study up on the monsters that lurk close by. Did you know that chimes are showing up more frequently these days? I hope not, because they sounded deadly. They've got both magical and physical attacks, high physical defense, and low evasion. Like, that's a deadly combination that I don't want to come across right now. Scout saw one hunting near Blightbog. Too close for my liking. I don't know where Blightbog is, but if it's too close to your liking, I believe you and I'm with you. Ah! Leave me alone. I don't even want to talk to you, you little monster. I'm treating you like a monster because you are. Slow down. Fine, I'll talk to you. Yeah, gladly. I will gladly get out of the way. Mm. Ah! Slime army is weak to magic. Okay. Good to know. I need more magic, but fine, kid. Slow down. Stop. Stop. Kid, stop. I'm telling you now. You're... Dude. #1 killer of men is heart attack. Just... You're gonna give yourself one. Stop. Take my advice. Stop. Look at me. Listen to me. Stop. That's enough. You've had enough sugar. Go home and sleep. No, 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 no! Stop! Stop. Fine. Still unboxing all my wares, but I do have a few things for sale today. Recipe for an improved rusty ring. Okay, sure. I can't afford the crooked saber, but that's fine, because I don't have it yet. But if I ever find that, I will have to remember to come back here. Crooked saber. If I ever find that and I don't remember to come back here, please comment in that episode so that I know what I found. But I want to see what that rusty ring upgrade costs. Oh, a rusty sliver and an exquisite essence. Now, I don't know how to get exquisite essence, so I'm not really going to worry about this right now, but I know where to get rusty slivers, because the first enemy we encountered dropped them. I don't remember if it was a bat or whatever it was, but it was in that first map. So I'm sure if we grinded up enough enemies back there, we would probably get enough to upgrade that ring, as soon as we find an exquisite essence at any rate. Okay, so the slime army over there is weak to magic. We don't really have any magic right now. I don't know if there's a point to fighting these things. I really don't. Do we get XP? Let's find out. Let's actually, like, pay attention to the battle end screen and see if we get XP for this. But even then, even if we do, if we level up, does it do anything? We found Aurum, we didn't get any XP for that, so I'm assuming we're not going to level up. So we can get money. We haven't had a absolutely crushing need for a ton of money right now, so we may just kind of slip past a lot of the enemies right now, because right now it doesn't feel really necessary to grind up against them. What am I doing? Yes, I want to equip the shield and just heal up a bit. There we go. Do we want to go here, or do we want to go to the ruin? Let's go to the ruin. Let's check out the ruin, see what we can do there. And then we will probably call the episode there. I don't know, maybe we need to go that way instead, but the ruin we could access without fighting a boss. So I'm assuming it's a little bit safer to go to, if I can remember where it is. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I don't really know if it matters. There is somewhat of an open world exploration aspect to this game, which I think is actually, it's okay. It's not, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's actually a nice touch, especially for a game that actually does focus on randomized equipment, in a sense. It's not randomized in the sense of, oh, so this is one of the weird situations where random encounters might actually be better than on-screen touch encounters. For the simple reason that it's a bit too easy for me to slip past these things. Now, okay, if these things chased me if I got too close, let's say they, well, I'll talk in RPG Maker terms. Let's say that these enemies follow a move route, which is they just go in a circle, and then they repeat that loop. Great. But let's say I get too close. If it starts to chase me, then it's like, okay, I have to actually be on. I have to be paying attention to avoid it, or I'm basically forced to get into that encounter, which is still arguably better than random encounters because I can wander around a bit and explore without getting punished for it. But I can't avoid encounters either. But there's only so many encounters I'll face on a map before it's clear and I can explore safely. But right now I can just slip past this thing and I don't have to worry about it. Now, again, still in development. I think this is actually a fairly recent change according to the devlogs. I can't remember when I saw the last devlog, but I did notice a devlog on the itch page where this was, I want to say, one of the more recent changes. So, quick coding thing you could do to make it so that these enemies chase you is that have them set to a random move route, or even a custom move route, that's fine. Set them to a parallel process, so it's not touch encounter, but parallel process, so that when the parallel process will basically run a script call where if you are within the absolute value of, let's say, x minus y less than 3. The absolute value of that, which means that if you are within 3 spaces, basically, in the x or y direction, the absolute value will make it a positive number, no matter which direction it is. If you're within 3 spaces of this thing, change a self switch to B, or self switch A to on or whatever, and that will then change this enemy a new page where its move route is it will chase the player for, let's say, 10 spaces before it waits for 300 frames or 5 seconds, at which point then it disables that self switch, changing it back to the page where it's on now, where it just goes in a circle. Or even moves in a random direction. And in the one where it chases you, with either player touch or event touch, it starts the encounter. That is a simple and effective way in RPG Maker of making an enemy chase the player when you get too close and trigger encounter when you touch it. The only downside is that if that self-switch A is still on when you leave the map, it will be on when you load the map, which means that as soon as you load, it'll start chasing you for 10 paces and then stop, which won't be an issue because I'll be way up in the corner over here, but it will look a little bit odd if this thing just suddenly gets aggroed when I'm way up here. It's an unfortunate drawback of that simple of a system, but it does work. Now here's the thing about that as well, is that you cannot then have these enemies block specific paths. Now, you don't have to give every enemy that line of code, but it's a very simple and effective method of making enemies aggro if you get too close. And you can do a lot of different things with that. Now, the only thing as well is that if you then defeat that enemy, when you erase the event, you do have to disable the self switch that has it aggroed. But yeah, just because right now this feels kind of weird that I'm right next to an enemy and it doesn't even want to attack me. It does make it a bit easy to sidestep enemies, and considering they don't give XP, there's not a lot of reason for me to actually attack them. I will, just to see what we're facing in this area. What is this door? I can't interact with it. There's no text box, nothing, so I don't know. There's some gears that looks like on the door, so I'm assuming I need to activate like a switch or something. Maybe not even in this room, maybe somewhere else, but I'm assuming I need to activate some sort of switch to disable that. Alright, let's fight at least one enemy, see what we're facing here. Are we even supposed to be here? That's the question. Okay, well, we're one-shotting them. They do hit pretty hard. Oh, I've got the glass shield on, that might be why. This area does seem more manageable than that wasteland area that we were in before, so I think this is the right place to be. We're going to unequip that glass shield, though. Okay, red, blue, and yellow chest. Let's see. Open the red chest. I don't know if I should. Let's save first and then find out. Candles next to the chest become lit. Okay. Okay, so opening the chests lights the candles. Can we close the chest? Yes, we can. Open the dark chest. And the wooden chest? The light chest, okay. I don't know what that means yet. Obviously, this is a puzzle of some kind. We'll find out. Okay. Honestly, I'm more interested in the puzzle aspects of this game than I am the combat so far. I do really like the bosses. I think that having them be puzzles that need to be solved is a very nice touch. But as far as the random encounters go, there's not much to it, honestly. It's fairly straightforward. And I'm sure that we'll progress as we go along. I guess, okay, yeah, I mean, there are items that we can get from this, but also I don't really have a lot of purpose for all of this. I can't craft exquisite essence yet, and the rusty sliver is the only thing that I really need, which I'm not getting from these enemies, so I'm not super keen on fighting anything right now. And we're finding Aurum from the chest, so there's not really much reason to farm it off the enemies. Especially because we don't really need a whole lot. We got 360, which is more than enough to buy everything that we found so far. I'm sure we'll need more as we go along. I really want to know what the... Oh. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm seeing torches on the walls, and they are red. They're all red. Now, that may just be because they are standard torches. But I have to wonder if it has anything to do with the red chest. Maybe. Oh, that is an unnecessary blockage of my path. One less of those boulders would be nice, just so that I can cut across, but that's okay. It's again, not a huge deal. No, I don't want to save. I do kind of like how different monsters move at different speeds. Oh, I don't know if it's supposed to... okay. So Plexi, if you're going to watch this, which I'm sure you are, make sure that when the chest is open, you set a direction fix to the open chest. Otherwise, when you open it from different angles, it looks like it moves, and I don't think it's supposed to. I mean, you probably don't even need the text window, to be honest. But yeah, just make sure you set a direction fix with that. Otherwise, it will look as though it is... Ah, okay, yes. This is what Rel was looking for. Perfect. A briar bulb. Perfect. Great. Okay, we're definitely looking for those. So we'll keep an eye out for more of those plants. Now that we know what they look like, I'm glad that it was actually obvious and not just something that we had to, like, explore every single aspect for, but yeah. Okay, so I suspect that these gears, these doors, are related to the torches in that other room. I have no idea which one corresponds to which door, though. And I'm looking at the torches, and all of them are red, so I'm guessing that the color isn't as important. Are there any other visual clues we can gather that will help us solve this? I like to think I'm fairly smart, so maybe I can figure this out, but I genuinely don't know. I'm not seeing anything specific. Well, let's just try something and see what works. Throw mud at the wall, see what sticks. We'll try that a little bit, but if we can't figure it out, we're not going to waste too much time with it. First off, let's just close all the chests. We'll start fresh, and then we'll go from there. Okay, my first thought is let's open all the northern chests and see... Wait a second. Okay, no, never mind. Let's open the northern chests and see if that applies to the northern door. That's just my first instinct. Okay, that one opened. Is that it? Maybe. A pitch black axe. It feels heavy and glossy but brittle. A brittle axe. Well, if I was for an axe made of some sort of fragile stone. Yeah, this is definitely a relic. I just need to get out of here in one piece. Brittle axe. Do we have a note for that? We do. Will do fire magic damage to all targets but vastly lowers agility. Okay. Now we have a spell. I wonder... Ooh, okay, maybe we can try taking on some of those other enemies. Let's take that and see what we can do with that. Okay, well, we opened those two, and that opened one of the geared doors. Let's try this one. We'll open all the western chests. We're basically just going to ignore the red chest for now. And see if those two chests open the door on this side. No, it didn't. Okay, so that's not the solution to the puzzle. I got lucky the first time, but I don't know... Oh, hold on. Wait a second. The gate in the western wing, so to the left of us, opens when the treasures of Briarbat signal the hue of the brightest jade. The brightest jade. Red, blue, and yellow. We're talking primary colors. Blue and yellow makes green, which is jade, quote unquote. And brightest jade, we want the light chest, but not the dark chest. Let's try that. Let's see if that opens up the western one. I'm partly guessing, but it's an educated guess. Let's see if that opens the door. It's open. Okay, I think we figured this out. So there are hints. And there's a pillar here, and that tells us where to go next. An ancient tome. Recipe book for a crumpled hat. Do we have a crumpled hat? I don't think so. No, we don't. Okay. Alright, let's see what the next hint is. The gate in the eastern wing opens when the treasures of Briarbat signal the hue of a royal midnight. So I'm assuming dark blue? I mean, honestly, the puzzle is enough that we don't even really need to worry about the encounters. This is actually kind of engaging enough, just having it a clever little puzzle. Okay, so let's go with blue. We'll close the yellow. We'll open the dark. And we'll close the bright one. So we've got dark blue. And see if that opens the door to the east. The fact that we got lucky with the northern chest is just kind of fortunate, but I mean, it's bound to happen. Okay, no, that's still closed. What was it, like a dark midnight or something? I can't remember exactly what the hint said. Let's try purple, dark purple. Red and blue makes purple. Open the dark chest. We did open it, right? Yeah. Let's try dark purple, see if that makes a difference. Oh, seriously. I would really appreciate just one of these boulders moved. There's no reason to not be able to move between those corners of the map with impunity. It's just time consuming. That's all. Oh, it's open. Okay, here we go. Let's see what's there. Chest creaks open to reveal a ton of golden coins. Receive 253 Aurum. Okay, so to open the top one, we needed the light and the dark chest open. Let's see what the hint is. I just want to know. The gate in the northern hall opens when the treasures of Briarbat signal darkness and light meeting in single combat. Okay, so we got lucky figuring out the hint for that particular one. You know what? That's a clever puzzle. I like that. That's better than some puzzles that I've designed. I want to know something. Is this consumable? I should have saved. Why didn't I save? It's not consumable. Okay. Alright, so this teleports me back here. I probably could have used that from the get-go, and I just forgot about it. But you know what? This could be a decent way of getting back to this part of the world, depending on how far away we go. But no, honestly, not a terrible puzzle. It does require a little bit of thinking, a little bit of intuition. You know, you have to actually think about, you know, how color schemes work and all that stuff. You have to interpret these clues. It's not that complicated or difficult to figure out once you understand how it works. but it's complex enough that it requires you to actually engage your mind a little bit. Now, if I didn't know to read this tablet, I would be just guessing. Maybe a little sparkle animation on the tablet to show, like, hey, you should probably interact with this would be nice, but it's... I mean, I did interact with it when I first came here, and this game has established that you should read tablets to gain information about the world, so it's probably not necessary to have that information, that little animation to indicate, hey, interact with this, but it did take me... On my second visit, I did forget about this until later, so... I don't know, it's probably my own fault, honestly. I'm not gonna... I don't think it's really anything to... Oh... What's her name again? Oh no, what's her name? What's her name? What's her name? What's her name? I'm thinking Helmut, and that's wrong, because that's the name of a guy I played cards with over the weekend, the German fellow by the name of Helmut. Danica? That's wrong. That's wrong. What's her name? What's her name? Please, don't let me forget her name. Oh, I want to remember so badly. Oh, the main character will remember, it's fine. Fancy seeing you all the way out here. Lucant. Oh, okay, Lucant. Hey, Lucant, I found another relic. Another one, huh? You seem to have all the luck around these parts. I was hoping you could tell me if it's the Rod of Travel. Let me take a look there. No, this ain't it. Oh, yeah. Rod's a rod. See this sharp choppy bit up here? Makes it an X. Well, yeah. I thought your analysis might be a little more... Oh, don't worry, kid. I'm sure you'll find it out here somewhere. You've been checking the stones, right? Legends say those black and white stones are messages from Gaia herself speaking right to your heart. How else could they read differently to different people? Huh, I never really thought about that. But Gaia, is she like a deity? More than just a deity. She's nature herself. Gaia's all around us. She's the wind and the trees, the earth beneath our feet, and the vines growing up these walls. She could work a little harder on my crops, you ask me, but... Oh yeah, what brings you all the way out here? Don't you have a farm to tend to? Wait, what time is it? I thought I could sneak in a few monster hunts, but I really should be getting back. Don't be a stranger, hon. Stop by whenever you need to rest up a bit. Well, everyone seems to be in such a rush around here. Wait, now I'm even talking like that. I kind of wonder if any of these characters actually join your party, or if it's just solo battles. Either one is honestly fine. If it's totally solo battles, then it's like, okay, you really have to lean into the relics to figure out how to, you know, advance past certain parts. But if you do get other party members, then I'm curious how the party dynamics work. And if it's like, oh, okay, you know, this party member can equip this relic, and this party member can only equip this relic. So you kind of have to be careful who you equip certain things to. But anyway, I think we're just about done with this episode. First things first, though. We have an axe that gives us ridiculously low agility. I just saw that was 1 agility? Jeepers. But it gives us fire magic. Now it deals damage to all targets. I get the feeling this is going to be better against that slime army. But I'm going to try something. We're going to go with the Rusty Ring, boost our evasion, and the Glass Shield to restore our health a bit. And we're going to try the... Ooh. Let's see if we can combine Blind with the offensive, or with the evasion bonus, And then we'll focus on magic damage to try to take down this thing here. Let's see what we can do. Let's just try it. So, let's start with Obscure. Okay, it missed. The Rusty Ring came in clutch. Did we blind it? I think yeah, it looks like we did. The icon's at the top of the screen there. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Okay. I figured out what the diadem does. I figured out what the curse is. It cuts our MP in half. We get a skill that inflicts blind, but our MP gets cut in half. Oh, 14 damage? That's not nearly enough. And now I can't escape because my agility's too low. We're gonna get our first game over here, and that's fine, honestly. I'm realizing this thing actually does have magical attacks too. I didn't realize that until just now. So we're gonna just go through until we lose this battle, because we can't escape, but we did fortunately save. Okay, so evasion is probably actually not going to help us here. And I don't think we are capable of taking this thing down. I wanted to try. It was, you know, it was worth a try. I think we need a strong single target magic attack to be able to deal with that enemy, because our physical attacks are doing nothing. Oh, jeez, stop it. No, class shield, rusty ring, get rid of that. Yeah, our physical attacks are doing absolutely nothing to that enemy. So we need like a strong single target magical attack. And ideally something that can give us either a reduced MP cost or bonus MP so that we can use more healing abilities or just stock up on potions. Because this thing doesn't seem to hit hard, but if it's got enough health, it could be a bit of a war of attrition. So I'm assuming we're going to need to find a way to survive long enough to deal with it, while also hitting it with strong magical attacks. So we'll keep that in mind for the next time we try to take on that enemy. But I suspect there is an enemy that we can take on. So we'll face this enemy, and then we'll move on. So we haven't actually fought this thing yet, but the slime army, from what I remember... Let's actually just look it up. They're weak to magic. Well, we have a magic attack that attacks all enemies with this axe, but it does lower our agility. Now, is there anything else we need to know about this enemy? I don't think so. I think we're just going to try to go in with the low agility magic attack and see what we can do. We've seen slimes before, but never in such a large group. They seem to be squishing closer and closer together. A faint glow is emerging from the center of the mass. We'll approach it. Kind of figured, yeah, it would be a large group. So if we use Blaze, we can hit all of them. They're weak to magic. Okay, we're gonna take some... Okay, they hit pretty hard, and they hit in a large group, so we need to find a way... Oh, how many of... Okay. Did we save? I don't think we did. Oh no! Okay, we got our first genuine game over. Oh, we did save, okay. Okay, so... Well, from what I can tell, they're only using physical attacks. Oh, I've got the glass shield equipped. No wonder I'm taking so much damage. The driftwood shield might just be enough to... I don't think we need to worry about evasion, because they didn't say anything about hit rate, so I'm assuming these things are going to hit us regardless. Okay, 65 is, yeah, a lot more manageable. We can take a hit from... How many of these are there? 8? Yeah, we can take 8 hits and still survive as long as we don't have that glass shield equipped. And Blaze... Nice, takes out almost all of them. Here's a question. Can we just attack this thing? Yeah, we deal damage to it. Done. Great. Okay. But yeah, if we didn't have that axe, we would not have been able to clear that encounter. It does still feel like there's only one solution to that encounter. But again, still early game. Not gonna judge too harshly there. 3 greater essence. Okay. Uh-oh, this looks... Well, I'm not taking damage walking around, so if there's... It looks like environmental damage is a thing based on that fire cave that we walked into earlier. It doesn't look like we're going to take environmental damage in the desert, so that's something. Is there... Did we actually enter the inn? I don't think we did. No, we didn't! There's a chest here. We got a potion. Okay. Would you like to take a lot from relax and bed breakfast? 60 Aurum? No! No! I can heal up for free at different places. Wait a second, hold on. Nope, can't interact with that. Okay, wanted to check. I can heal up for free if I just find a statue. I don't want to pay 60 Aurum for that. I'm just going to heal up here. You don't get my money. Even though it's not exactly at a premium. I can pretty much grind it up anywhere I want, and I have lots. Probably don't need to be quite so cheap. But I don't know if I do. Maybe I do. Maybe I do need to be really cheap. Maybe I need to save every penny I have. We'll find out. Okay, but I think this is a good place to end it. We've fought our second boss. We've entered the next area. This is a good place to end it. You know what? I'm liking the system. I'm liking the concept. Execution still has yet to be determined. You know, it might be really good, it might be not. I don't know. So far, it's looking good. So I'm not disappointed. You know? I think that there's a lot of games that overpromise and underdeliver. Where they promise a really engaging and unique and effective premise and concept, and then the execution is just terrible. This is, I would say, delivering what it's promised. I would not say that it is over-delivering and under-promised. I would not say that it's exceeding my expectations, but it is at the very least meeting them. You know, it's not a disappointment in any way. And considering this game is still in development, there's a lot of potential here. I know that there's a lot here that is placeholder. I know that there's a lot that's eventually going to be replaced. And, you know what, even if the game was just released as is with what's currently in place, there's not much that I would say like, oh yeah, you should probably get rid of that. You know, it holds up. It's no AAA masterpiece, but show me an indie game, a solo developer indie game that is. You know, occasionally you get your unicorns like Balatro, but but like that's all they are, is unicorns. This is a clear passion project that has a lot of thought and effort put in from the developer, and I have a ton of respect for that. If there's one thing that I can say about this, this is clearly not a 0.1 release. This is not something that was like, oh, this is released as is, and it's my first attempt. Like, I can see and I can tell just from certain choices within the game progression, feedback has been taken into consideration with this game, which tells me that the developer actually cares about this project. They're not just trying to make a quick buck. They're not just trying to do an asset flip. This is a game that is actually... There's some love and some passion behind this, and I am all for that. There's a ton of potential with this system, with this mechanics, and I want to explore it further. So we're definitely going to come back to this. I don't know how much more is left of the demo, but we're going to explore as much as there is, because I want to see this through to completion. If this was a full-length project that was, completed and full release, I would want to play it through to the end. So we're definitely going to come back to this, but yeah, that's going to sum it up for this episode. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time.